Webheads, you know what you're going to be doing on Thanksgiving Day besides eating turkey, watching football? Well, of course you're going to be reading those comic books. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you the top 10 most anticipated comic books for November 25th, 2020. That's right, guys. It's never too early to start that pull list for next week. And next week is Turkey Week. So you better be ready to buy those comics and read them while you're eating that turkey. So hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comics to buy. And guys, at any time, if you feel like you want to support Comic Book Corner 2.0, become a member. Hit that join button right there on my home screen. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. It does support the channel, and I really appreciate it. And of course, guys, every single one of you, I appreciate you taking the time, watching my series, commenting, and doing all those great things. It really helps just as much, okay? So here we go, guys. Let's get started with this week's countdown with not technically the hot seat because I'm going to finish it, but this is actually finally ending, and this is the conclusion to the whole Ten of Swords situation, right? We're getting Ten of Swords chapters 20, 21, and 22. So I'm feeling like in these last 3 chapters, things have really got to amp up, and then we're going to see what happens to our X-Men. Like, are people going to live? Are people going to die? Like, what's going to be the status quo for our heroes going forward? And the last chapter is just called, I think, Destruction, issue 1, and that is it. So, you know, the beginning of the chapter for me were actually really strong. Then the middle portions kind of dropped off a little bit. And then the most recent issues have picked back up. So I am enjoying it again. So I think it's been a solid series. I want to hear what your comments are below. Of course, we can't get our full opinion yet because we do have to see how the series ends, and that could be the most important part of the story. But do you guys think this has been dragged on too much? Do you felt that this has been worth the money for you? So I want to hear those thoughts. All right, so next, coming in at number 10. This is from Valiant. This is XMen of War issue 2. Holy cow, it's been forever since this book has come out. I remember reading issue 1, and I really enjoyed it, and this was right before comic book shops closed, and we have not seen an issue from this series since, and I think this series really has promise. So I really wanted to let the comic book community know out there that this book was coming out this week, in case you are XMen of War fans, right? So it says, a new threat emerges from the fires of XO's latest battles. Can XO save the day, or does the world need a new kind of hero? Again, it's $4 and it's 32 pages. And last I knew, like, he went to Earth and he has no idea what the modern day Earth is like. So I think that's what it was like last time, if I remember correctly. But this is going back like a long time ago, like March, guys. But it's back. Check it out if you're a fan of that series. All right, next, coming in at number 9. Another new jumping on point for you guys. You might want to check it out. It's no longer Red Hood and the Outlaws. No Red Hood, the Outlaw. It's now just called Red Hood, and this is issue 51, okay? So we have Jason Todd. A new era begins with him. So he's going to be back in Gotham. How's he going to interact with Batman? What's going to happen with Jason going forward? Again, if this is a time now to jump on, this is it. This one is written by Martin Bro. I think that's who is the new writer of this particular series. So this is one of the few DC comics that are going forward with all of Endless Winter and Future State and whatnot. So if you're looking for something besides those books, this is one of them. So go ahead, jump on now. This is the right point for it. All right, next, coming in at number 8. This is Department of Truth. This is issue 3. Now, I read issue 1. I did not get my hands on issue 2, so I have to find an issue of it so I can get back on it. I thought the first issue was quite interesting. Definitely a different concept on conspiracy theories. If you start believing in them, enough, they'll start to come true. I thought it was a very interesting first issue. So like I said, I got to get my hands on the second one. My shop didn't have any more of them. And so, yeah, if you know anybody, that I can get a second issue, guys, let me know in the comments below. A great series. It's a little out there. The artwork is a little off for me because it's not my style of art, but I understand why they do the art style that way. But it is definitely an interesting book done by James Tynion. All right. So moving on, guys, to number 7, another Image book. This is a personal favorite of mine. This is Chew. This is issue 5. This takes place in the earlier days of Chew and kind of, I think, at the same time as well, because we're dealing with the birdemic flu, where if you eat anything that's attached to a bird, it makes everyone sick and die. And we get to see Tony Chew dealing with that case, and you get to see him interact with his new partner, which was Kobe, but yet we see it more from the perspective of Saffron Chew, which is his sister, and we get to see her downward spiral of becoming pretty much a bad person and them becoming, I guess, arch enemies, and Detective Chew, Tony Chew, is on to his sister now at this part, and now they're going to have to confront each other. A really great story, coupled with excellent artwork. This is a series that you guys should check out. Again, you would even appreciate it more if you read into some of the past Chew issues from the first volume. I think you guys would like that. And this is the end of the first story arc. Coming in at number 6, this one goes to Maestro. This is issue 3. Give me your best Apocalypse. So obviously we've gotten to see Bruce Banner get stuck from MODOK into this apocalyptic world. It was done against his will, and now he's forced to live in the world that he doesn't want to live in, and he's very bitter about that. And the current Maestro in this world at this time is Hercules, okay? And now it looks like that Bruce Banner has come up to these people and it's like, do you want to come with me? You can live with me. And people are like, yeah, right, we're not coming with you. And he's unleashed all these robots and creatures against them, and now Maestro is doing battle against Bruce Banner, which obviously I think the writing is on the wall here, where we're going to see Banner beat Hercules, and then that's how he becomes Maestro. Great series. I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. 28 pages. This is $4. All right, next, coming in at number 5. This goes to the conclusion of Suicide Squad 11. So you guys that have watched my channel for a long time know my thoughts on Suicide Squad. I've really enjoyed this series. I think Tom Taylor is a perfect fit for this series. He does a great job with the character development. We got introduced to a team called the Revolutionaries, and they worked well with the Suicide Squad members. We got to see what happened to Deadshot in the last issue. It was very sad, and I want to see, what is going to happen with Deadshot. Who might be the next Deadshot? Is it going to be his daughter? We don't know, and this series is ending. So hopefully when DC gets their stuff together in March, and maybe we might get a new Suicide Squad again, maybe we'll get a second volume. I don't know, but Tom Taylor needs to stay on this book because he's done such a great job, and he's given me a reason to want to read it, right? He's got such a great track record, and I just feel like, his time was cut short, even though he says, well, yeah, there was a definitive story here, but I think that was his first story arc that was coming to a conclusion. So there you guys have it. The conclusion to Suicide Squad, issue 11, 32 pages. This is $4, guys. All right, so next we're having, coming in at number 4, we have Detective Comics 1031. So this says Batman and Robin No More. So obviously in the last issue of Detective Comics, we've gotten to see Damian steal Batman's Black Book. He's doing all this investigation on his old man. He's trying to find out all the dirty about him and whatnot. And I'm very curious to see, what's going to happen with Damian? That's what I'm looking forward to. Like, is he going to be an anti-hero, or is he going to be more of a villain now, or is he going to call himself something else? Like, there's a lot of question marks surrounding Damian, right? And Batman even said it himself. He's like, oh, I thought he turned a corner, but obviously I was wrong. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be answered when it comes to Damian's story. I want to know, like, how do you guys like Damian as a character? Do you want to see him the way he is currently? Do you want him, virgin on both sides? Do you like his relationship with his father? Did you like him when he was in Super Sons? Like, name me all that stuff in the comments below. I'm curious what you guys think of the character at this point in time. All right, so that book is $4, and that one's 32 pages. All right, so coming in now in the top 3, it's another Bat book, but it's from DC Black Label. This is Batman White Knight. This is Harley Quinn. This is book 2. First issue was kind of cool. There seemed to be like an imposter Joker that was going around doing all these crime sprees, like killing people and painting them black and white and whatnot, like the old days of the movies. And the Gotham PD recruited Harley to help them solve this case. And Harley kind of needs the money because it's been a couple years since everything has happened. She's raising the twins on her own. She's not making any money. And so she took the opportunity to do this. Batman is actually in jail. And we feel like there's some kind of relationship between these two, whether it's Harley or Batman, who likes either or. We're sure, we don't know yet, right? So we'll see what happens with that as well. Great book, nice first issue. I was a little skeptical about this one at first, but it's pretty good, man. So check this one out. This one's 32 pages and it's $5. All right, next, coming in at number 2. This one goes to the Amazing Spider-Man issue 53 LR, okay? So in this one, the LR issues I haven't been excited about, but based off of what happened in the most recent issue of Spider-Man, it got me excited again. There's finally something there when it came to Spider-Man. Like, he fought Kindred and it felt like it meant something. This is what I was talking about. Like, he fought for his friends. He sacrificed himself for his friends. It meant something. It wasn't some crazy, just convenient battle and then he just wins the day and he just moves on, right? Finally built up to something. So I really like that issue. Still wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it enough to see what's going to happen with this whole LR situation. And here's the little bit of a description that we have. Another classic Spider-Man villain gets pulled into the most soul-shaking Spider-Man story ever. You won't believe what you read, and it will break your heart. So what's going to happen? Who's that villain? If they're talking about Moreland, I don't care about that guy. He can die forever. But we'll see what happens with it. Really looking forward to it, guys. All right. So what gets number 1 this week? Well, it's from Image Comics. This is issue number 2. This is Scumbag, issue 2. So, yeah, Rick Remender is the writer with this one. That first issue was wild, man. The artwork wasn't the best for me, but it was unique, and it does fit the book because of our main character, who is the biggest scumbag on Earth, who's always on drugs and all this other crazy stuff. You can see that his world, he doesn't see it all clear. And if you haven't read the first issue yet, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, but if you haven't read it, this is the reason why you should check it out, okay? The guy is the worst guy on Earth, okay? And he picks up a vial, which he thinks is a needle, and he injects it in himself, and all of a sudden, he becomes this chosen one to come save the world. And these secret agents, or whoever they are, they're kind of like, oh my God, what did we just do? Or what just happened? So this is going to be an excellent journey on how this scumbag, I guess, turns his life around and saves the world. I think this is going to be an awesome, awesome series. definitely my most anticipated book of the week. Guys, hopefully you check it out if you haven't yet. And there you have it, everyone. There is my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week. Guys, hopefully you have a great Thanksgiving. If you like this channel, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications. If you like my content, I'll leave you more right here to check out. And until next time, guys, this is Mike SpiderSlayer signing off. Take care, everyone. Bye.